there are going to be times in your career when you're going to face some incredible highs and you're going to have some disappointing lows. And that's part and parcel, I think, of being an international cricketer, especially one who's played for a really long time. So, while I'll say that there have been many disappointments in my career and there have been some great highs, I think in the end of the day there's a huge sense of satisfaction that even though I might have failed in certain times or failed in achieving certain things, I have always given it my best shot, and I've tried my very best, and I've left no stone unturned to try and become the best cricketer I could ever become. And I think that leaves me with a huge amount of satisfaction. So there are absolutely no regrets. I think it was an honor and a privilege for me to play, with the galaxy and the legends that I played with. Whether it was a Sachin Tendulkar, whether it was an Anil Kumble, whether it was a Saurav Ganguly, whether it was a Javakal Srinath, a VVS Lakshman, Virendra Sehwag, Harbhajan Singh. I'm probably miss out a couple of names. I think, like I said, I was fortunate to have played in an era which was a pretty successful era for Indian cricket, and some of the guys that I played with, my sons probably don't understand a lot now, but if they go on to follow the game, they will realize how great some of the players that I played with are and what they will mean to Indian cricket. And for me to be sharing a dressing room with them, was an absolute privilege and an honor. And I learned so much from, these last 16 years, both as a player and as a person. This moment has to come to everybody. You know that. I mean, as you play international cricket, you know that there is going to be a time. You see a lot of people, greats, retire while you're playing. So this moment is going to come to everybody someday. And while it's been difficult, it will be difficult. I make no mistake about that fact. I've loved every moment of playing for India and playing for the Indian cricket team. I also know that in some ways it's been an easy decision as well, because I just know deep down that the time is right for me to move on.
Rahul, Ravi here from News 9 on the Extreme Right. Firstly, thank you for being such a wonderful entertainer. You have thoroughly entertained us for the past 16 years and possibly have been one of the better servants of Indian cricket. One question that I wanted to ask you, it wasn't really that urgent for you to retire as of today. Possibly you could have given your fans another opportunity of witnessing you in action in the middle and then maybe ended on a high, instead of just waking up one fine morning and shocking all of us by just announcing your retirement.
Like I said, I did wake up one fine morning and it's not like there was no eureka moment for me. I think, while I appreciate the fact that, and appreciate your thoughts and kind words, I think for me, I needed to be sure that I was playing the game for the right reasons. I was playing the game, to be able to achieve great things for India, to be able to win test matches for India. I've done that for 16 years, and I feel the time was right. I know that I'd had a great run, and it's not like I've just woken up one morning and said, look, this is it and I'm not going to do it. I've given this some thought, and I just feel that in the end of the day, I knew that I had to go. In the end of the day, when a player knows he has to go, then he has to go, and I didn't feel the need to drag it on any longer.
Yeah, Rahul, Vimal this side. The extension to that question, was there ever a temptation to think that one more test match in front of home crowd and say goodbye in a style, like Saurav did, Anil Kumble did, on the ground?
Look, if you make a decision during the course of a series, or if you make a decision and you decide that, look, this is going to be a test match during a series, then I think it's great. It's I've been part of some nice farewells, and it's fantastic. But I'd made my decision now, and I'd made my decision after the series of Australia. I'd had time to think and contemplate about it, and just to keep playing for the sake of playing one test match, I didn't think was right, and I don't think that's the way I have played the game, and I think it was important for me to move on and not. Like I said, I needed to play for the right reasons, and just playing for that, as much as I do respect and appreciate, I think, a lot of people might feel that I should have done that. I hope they respect and appreciate my feelings, that I felt that the only reason I always played for India was to win a cricket match for India, to try and, be the best player that I could be and contribute to the team. So I didn't want to do that just to play for the sake of one game.
Rahul, I'm Aisha here. We congratulate you on behalf of media for completing a wonderful innings, and also we wish you all the best. And Rahul, you've always been very fair to the media also, despite being a good player on the field, and you've always been very fair to the media. I hope, as Mr. Kumble said, today your ability to say no will be tested, because all of us are waiting for it one-on-one with you. And I hope you will not say no, at least to me.
I'll start today. Start that practice. Like
Start with me in alphabetical order. Okay, my question is...
You want me to say no then?
No. Now, Rahul, people called you media and everyone called you as the wall when you played, when you were on the ground. So what does this the wall mean to you as such? You know, what did you decipher out of this wall when they called you the wall?
I never really thought about it. I never really took it seriously, I'll be very honest with you. I mean, people called me the wall, and I used to always joke, and I used to say that, look, these guys are setting me up, because then after when I fail, it's easy to say another brick in the wall falls down, or the foundations are weak, and I've seen a lot of... so it was a nice line for people who write I don't know, the people who put the headlines on the newspapers, sitting there making copy. I think, they set me up, like they said, okay, let's put the wall, so later on we can use it, and, but... I never really thought of it. I mean, people call me that, and I know a lot of them called me that very fondly. So, I sort of respect it. But I never walked around thinking like I'm this wall, or I'm this so I never really sort of...
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Rahul.
Okay.
Rahul, you are, in my words, you are the emperor of Indian cricket, Indian batting in the kingdom of flamboyant stroke makers. I have seen you building Indian innings brick by brick to ensure that the edifice is complete in all respects. See, the perfect alignment of mind and body, according to me, has no better role model than a top-class Rahul Dravid innings. As much as I pray for my mute and autistic son, I pray for your success on the cricketing field. One of the things which really disturbed me, did you really feel that you have set very high standards for yourself as a slip fielder? Of late you started dropping a few catches because you have taken some excellent ones. Did that also influence you to this retirement decision, sir?
I mean, it didn't influence me to make the decision, but yes, I mean, over the last year, I think I was disappointed. I did put down a couple of catches, 2-3 catches, which normally I would back myself to take, and I would, pride myself on taking. So yeah, I mean, it was, whenever you drop a catch, it's disappointing, and as people who played with me will tell you, I think nothing frustrates me more than dropping a catch. I think I can get over getting out. You can get out and you get over it after 15-20 minutes. But when I've dropped a catch, that stays with me for a really long time. That really hurts in a lot of ways. But no, the decision wasn't really based on the fact that I have to accept when you're a slip fielder, you're going to drop some catches. That's part and parcel of the job. The fewer you drop, the better you are. That's all there is to it.
Hi Rahul, this is Nandini here. I would like to know if you were following what was being written in the media during the Australian tour, and if yes, did that sort of have any impact in your decision today? And also, if the Australian series would have gone any differently, would you have taken this decision now?
I mean, honestly, I don't follow every single word that is written, but obviously I think I've been long enough to know that when you're not doing well, you are going to get criticized. I would like to believe that, irrespective of how the Australian series have gone, in my own mind, I was very sure that after Australia, I was going to sit down and assess and look at a lot of things, irrespective of what happened in Australia. Obviously now it's easy for me to say, but I would like to think that I probably would have come to the same conclusion, irrespective of what might have happened. And I know there are friends and people who I have confided in, who did know that I would be assessing a lot of things after Australia, not only my own position, but also where Indian cricket is at, and what should be the way forward. I think we are all very disappointed by the fact that we did do well in England and Australia. I think that has been I'm sure it's been a disappointment not only for the cricketers but for people all around. Having said that, I do still feel that Indian cricket is in a good place. I think there's some really exciting young talents coming through. As to who will replace me, as I've consistently said, over the last couple of years, I do feel that there's a really exciting bunch of talented batsmen there waiting in the wings, who can definitely step up and take over. they've got all the talent and they've got all the skill that's required to achieve success at this level. When I look back at myself as a 23-year-old when I played for India, and I look at some of the talent that's on show, I just know that I was nowhere near as talented as some of these kids. It's obviously just being talented is not necessarily doesn't necessarily mean you have a successful test career. There are a lot of things that go with it, how you face the challenges and how you deal with things sometimes that are internal more than external. And I think it'll be interesting and it'll be really fun for me to watch as I sit back on my couch and watch some of these young talents as they try to establish themselves over the next 2 or 3 years. And I'll be really interested to see, and I hope that 2 or 3 of them can establish themselves and play for the Indian team for a long time. Because as we've seen, like even in my generation, the fact I think that myself, Sachin, Lakshman and Ganguly were able, and Viru who came in later and Gauti, were able to establish ourselves in the Indian team. It makes a big difference, if you have people coming in and out all the time, what that means is they're not probably performing well enough, and that leads to sort of instability and you don't get the performances you need. So it's going to be an interesting time. I think it's going to be a really challenging and interesting time to see which one of these kids, or few of these kids stand up.
I am Kutuddin Pudiya Talaimari TV from Chennai. After your retirement statement, in this stage, in Indian cricket team, who is the Rahul Dravid? What's your suggestion?
I think I wouldn't like to name one particular player. I would like to say that there's a huge group of young Indian players who can be better than Rahul Dravid. I would like to believe that in 16, 17 years time, you'll be attending a press conference of a player who would have probably done a lot more than I have.
Rahul, Gaurav from CNN IPM. Was there a temptation at all to consider maybe a season of domestic cricket? A lot of international players talk about how they're not able to play domestic cricket. You're still playing well. Anil would probably like that if you make a run for the Ranji Trophy next season. So, was that a temptation? Did you consider it at all, playing a season of domestic cricket?
Not really at Karnataka. I truly believe that at Karnataka we've got some young, exciting talents, and most of the young guys who are playing in our side are actually pushing for South Zone selection and things like that. So, to be honest, I didn't feel that I felt I'd just be blocking another youngster's place by just playing another season of Ranji Trophy cricket. And to be honest, at my stage, I think I'd definitely decided that it was time for me to move on now. Sri did ask me, but I said no.
Rahul, this is Aslesha from Times Now. You've just said that you plan to take your next call post-June, but what we really want to know is, personally, would you like to be associated in some role with the Indian cricket team henceforth, and also what are your plans as far as the IPL association goes?
Look, I haven't decided. I have made no decisions. What comes up, what will happen after June. Like I said, I have a couple of months of IPL to go through, and then come June, I'll sit down and think. And I truly believe that a little bit of time away from the game will be good for me. I've played this game for 20 years, and I've lived in a cocoon, so to speak. I've lived in a surreal world. This world has been it's been away from reality in some ways for me. And I think probably a year away, and most people and a lot of former cricketers who I respect and admire have always told me that Rahul, if you get away from the game for a while, it'll give you a better perspective and you'll be able to come back, looking at it differently. Because when you play it, you sometimes it's difficult to see things from above or from the outside. And maybe some time away from the game will be good for me actually.
Hi Rahul, here. This is Jhanna from Yahoo Cricket. I wanted to know how much you personally think you'll miss the routine of being an international cricketer. The training, the net sessions, the planning, the strategy.
I think I'll miss that a lot. I think I've lived a routine for 20 years of my life. I've gone up every morning and gone to the NCA, the KSCA. I've trained. So like my wife says, we've got to get you in a routine. So yeah, maybe my new routine will be buying the groceries and going to pick my sons up from school, dropping them to school, cleaning.
Rahul here. Hi, two quick questions. The first thing is, Rahul, you're not just seen as a cricketer, but someone who is also a serious intellectual about the game, a very serious thinker. In fact, in your Bradman speech last December, you even suggested a roadmap on how tests, ODIs and IPLs could be split.
So can we see you playing an important role in strategy for Indian cricket going forward? Is that something that you will consider? Secondly, you've been very inspired by a Donald Bradman line which goes, it's about leaving the game better than you found it. So do you think you have left the game better than you found? Your thoughts on that?
I think it's for other people to judge, whether I have left the game and Indian cricket better than I started off. I think it's for other people to judge, not really for me to make that decision. In terms of what I'll do, obviously I've got a couple of months of the IPL, and after that in June I'll have some time to put my feet up and rest and relax and see what's ahead of me. I'm sure that there will be many opportunities and ways in which I will be able to contribute to the game and try and, it's wrong to use the word contribute to the game. I don't think the game's too great sometimes for us to be able to contribute to it. But play my part in maybe, helping young kids or whatever it is. But to be honest, I have not made up my mind, not decided. Come June, I'll have time to sit down and think and see what lies ahead of me.